What's happening, good people? We recently released a new single called The Painful Truth, featuring the late visionary Bell Hooks. If you've heard it already, thanks for listening, and if not, the link is in the bio. Please give it a stream and a save if you're into it. That all helps us keep doing what we're doing. This single addresses the pervasive silencing of dissenting voices as a global phenomenon. Now, what that means from my own experience is that in my lifetime, I have observed a steadily increasing amount of effort from powerful institutions to directly silence or vilify those who speak out against mainstream narratives, to close down or minimize spaces in which people can speak freely, and to perpetuate a culture of discomfort around speaking the truth, whether that's personal or political truth. So you might ask, why is it so important to keep spaces open for the dissenting voice? Well, let's take an example from the past. There was a time when smoking was considered a healthy activity. This was, as we now know, due to the marketing and lobbying efforts of the tobacco industry. The mainstream narrative at the time portrayed smoking in a purely positive light and did its best to silence or discredit those with evidence to the contrary. It was only due to the concerted efforts of scientists, health professionals, and concerned citizens that this narrative was eventually overturned, but it took decades. In recent years, the same has been shown to be true of the fossil fuel industry with regard to climate change, of the food industry and medical establishment with regard to profiting from unhealth and disease, of big pharma profiting from overprescriptions, etc., etc. The point being that when it becomes impossible to speak out against these abuses of power, we are in deep trouble. It has always been our role as a group to keep a space open for dissenting voices in a musical context. We try to do our bit to keep exercising that muscle so it doesn't settle into apathy. It is all too easy to fall into the pit of despair when you pay attention to global affairs, but the best way to counter that despair is to keep speaking the uncomfortable or painful truth. Again, whether that's in a personal or political context. So we want to know, what is your experience of this? Have you felt those spaces for speaking freely encroached upon in your daily lives? Let us know what you think. Post a comment, send us a DM, whatever. But thank you for listening, and please keep speaking your truth.